So let's continue adding to our Nearpod lesson, and we're going to click on Add New and see what else Nearpod has for us that we can make our lesson more engaging for students. So I'm going to go back over to our interactives over here, and you can see a number of different options. Some of the favorites that I have found in here are some that are actually built right into Nearpod. They have virtual reality field trips, and they're continually adding more and more in there. And they also have Phet simulations where the students can interact with math and science manipulatives. Let's start off with our VR field trips and take a look at what we have here. So I'm going to click on Add. And now we're going to get a search bar, and we will also see some thumbnails of some of the most popular virtual realities that you can take a look at. So you can kind of scroll through these if you want, or if you have a particular destination in mind, you can click inside this box and you can search. So let's say we want to look for pyramids. So we'll go ahead, click on pyramids. And let's see what they have. So there's a number of different pyramids here. So let's take a look at, I want to find some of the ancient Egypt. So you could filter your search so that you get more specific location if you want. I'm going to click on the Giza pyramids in Egypt. So I'm going to click on this one. I'm going to double click it so I can take a look at what it looks like. So now what the students will be able to do on this particular side is using, if they have a touch screen or a mouse, they will be able to kind of go through a virtual reality experience of what it looks like right at the Giza pyramids in Egypt, which is pretty cool. So once you've decided on one that you want, you would click Save. And now this will be part of your presentation, and if you wanted to, you could add perhaps a question slide, a quiz slide like I have here, to ask, or an open-ended one to ask the students what they thought, what they saw of that virtual reality. Let's go ahead and add another interactive. Let's go back over to our interactives so you can see some of the other options that are available, and we'll go over to our Phet simulations. So we'll go ahead, click on Phet. And they've got a number of different ones, and they have even categorized them by grade levels. So let's say, for instance, we want to look at science, middle school. So we have a number of different simulations that we can play with. So how about something on capacitor lab? So we can include that. So it automatically put it in here. If we want to kind of preview it, you can double click it and take a look at what this simulation does and what the students will actually be able to do. So they'll be able to check off different things here, and they'll be able to manipulate this and run through a lab that you wish them to run through based on whatever it is you might be teaching. Let's take a look at some of the other ones that are in here. Let's look at some of the math ones. So we'll go back over, we'll add a new, go over to interactive, go to our Phet simulations, and then let's take a look at some of the math ones that are available. So we'll go over to elementary. So you can see here there's a number of different ones that you can take a look at. So let's take a look at this fractions one and jump this in. So I put it in, I'm going to double click it so I can take a look at it and see what my students would actually be seeing once they interact with this Phet simulations. Also, Phet is continually adding more, so check back often to see if there's anything new that's available. So it looks like this is somewhat of a game that the students are going to be playing with. So if we put 1/3 here and 2/4 here, so the students will be able to check to see if their fraction is adding up to. Clearly, I am wrong. So, but this is one of the fun simulations that Phet has to offer. So, if you want to include that one, you can hit Save, and then you have another interactive video option that is in as part of your Nearpod lesson.